Hey everybody, David Moffat from Annex Tabletop Gaming here, and today I'm gonna empty out this little tiny baggie, and I'm gonna upscale a Marine. It's been a lot of views on a video I did last year at the start of COVID, and the topics include Chilling Wargamers Challenge, how I was feeling about the COVID situation at the time, and upscaling or true scaling a Marine. It's been getting a lot of views lately. I assume it's because of the upscaling the Marine. So I figured I should go ahead and get myself a little video going. Upscale this Marine. So this gentleman is from the Company Command. He's got his little tabard. He's got a nice little shield with a gun in it. His little stumpy legs. His mighty sword. Cool pauldrons. A little pistol to holster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this guy cleaned up, and then I am going to show you my new standard of upscaling Marine. This is from the older Command Squad box, the Company Command, and it doesn't have the feather face guy. It does have a lot of mold lines, and if this is the old one, I can only imagine what the newer one looks like, with the old feather face himself. I have no idea if I like that. Kind of want. Is it really worthwhile having another Company Command box? This one was gotten for pretty cheap, since it was an old box at the LGS. The other one might not be worth the cost, since I already have this one. Probably worth it if you don't have any Company Command at all. You get an apothecary, a standard bearer for all your firstborn Marine goodness. You get at least one Company champion, whether it be this fine fellow, opted for kind of the Grey Knights-ish looking helmet. That sprue also has a very strange looking Mark IV helmet. I don't even know if it's quite counts as a Mark IV. I guess it's some sort of Mark IV variant. I thought about doing this video on one of the Mark IVs I just picked up. Picked up a box of those. They were on online only, so they might get discontinued soon. Let's see. Let's look online. Oh, it says you can still buy them online. I'm really excited for is the Mark VIs. And it's interesting that they're online. Mine came in a white box, so I wonder if there's phasing out shipment of those sprues. Oh, I surely cannot wait for those Mark VIs. Not sure what I'm going to do with my Mark IVs yet. I'm thinking about painting them up as Luna Wolves. Technically, the Luna Wolves aren't in Mark IVs. Apparently been phased out by Mark III time. Became the Sons of Horus. But I kind of like the narrative of the Luna Wolves existing even as Chaos Marines. Maybe mix up some Space Wolves bits. Have them as worshippers of the Malal. A bolt pistol? Yeah, it wouldn't be a bolter. It makes his other bolt pistol kind of redundant. So he's a two bolt pistol kind of champion. Might be. Alright, what number? 69? I think it's 69. 69 works. Alright, dude glued on base. Next, need a little 1mm plastic card, which makes for a nice little guide. Just a tiny little square will do, or rectangle this is. You get glue all over this part. In the last part, I'll take some baking soda, and I'll dip the whole thing in. What that does is it cures the super glue and creates kind of a rough surface on top. Okay, next part. Something like Bondic will definitely do the trick. Though I've also bought some light curing, UV curing resin that I've tinted a little blue, just so I can see what it. So this will work here. What we're going to do is make a little dome. So what I noticed with the Death Watch is that the length of the legs is pretty much the same, but the join, the dome where the legs are, is taller. And at first I went with 2 millimeters, but I think 2 millimeters is too thick. So I've been doing it 1 millimeter. It works out just fine. Top, we'll shine our light on it. You could also do this with milliput or green stuff. It takes a long time to cure. This one doesn't take very long to cure at all. Made a bit of a mess with it, but that's okay because it's very carvable. And it'll stick on there fairly well. So I made that grippy surface. There we go. With the baking soda, we'll just carve out the parts we don't want. Get the little bendy tubes back. Easy peasy. We can flatten this out just by carving it off. Yeah, this resin is very easy to work with. Pretty cheap to come by, at least in my neck of the woods. So if you apply it a little more carefully than I did, this cleanup step, and if you're messy like me, you'll see cleaning it up is not too much of an issue at all, because it doesn't really like to stick to plastic. So it's pretty easy to get out of where you want it. You just have to be careful not to pop it off the surface that you put it on, because it is not a glue. It does not adhere. It just forms the surface you have it on. The front looks very nice, and if it looks like this peak is a little too severe, you can round that out. You can make your little square of plastic art a bit smaller if you need to. Alright, that'll suffice. I gotta glue together everything else. These two pieces don't really fit together very well. That's okay. We'll just have to trim it up after, I guess. If I wasn't making a video right now, I'd probably just leave this to cure a little long. But I'll push through, and I think it'll be fun. Okay. Now we'll have to come back to the super glue. We should find that our join fits pretty nicely. If you have some gaps in here, you can use the resin to fill it in. But I think overall the fit should be pretty good. Well, let's see. So now he's only standing a millimeter, roughly, taller than he was before. But I think proportionally, it makes a pretty good difference. Where the shoulders are down to the groin, it's kind of feel a bit more natural to this little schmutz. All right, probably tilting himself up a bit. He's very proud, being a company champion and all. Move around some glue, messy. So tilting a bit back again, or forward. I think I have it where I want it, so now I'm going to do the breathing trick. Nope. Should be good to go to the next step. So we got a sword. Is holding up or out? Which one should it? Let's say up and out. Which way should he be looking? Should have his gun out? That seems reasonable. Let's tidy up this hole. Okay. Ooh, where should you look? Kind of up, forwards, over. So I guess he has the Mark 8 armor, because he has the little collar there. Forward more, pointing you out. I think that looks pretty good. I was wondering why they have these details here that you never ever see. So you always cover it with a backpack. Then the old, is the backpack straight? Question. Seems like that straight? Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we want to see. Nope. Looks good. Now that looks good. All right, that's definitely, maybe that might need to do more cleanup on that backpack. I'll have to come back once it's set. All right, let's say that's straight. Get his groovy pauldrons on. Ho ho ho, looking good, buddy. Go ahead and I'll put them on the spinner with some Space Marine Heroes Series 1, which is my real standard that I'm trying to aim for. And I think these guys match up pretty good. I'll also put them on with a Death Watch Marine, which overall are pretty close. Though I do find the Death Watch Marines have kind of small heads. I'll put a couple of the company command dudes up too. Just have them all spin around so you can take a look at them. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Bye!